This episode is sponsored by Podmetrics. Podmetrics is a platform we use to get all of the data we need for our shows, from who listens to us to where they are. If you want to start using Podmetrics, visit podmetrics.co and use the code DMTGShowPod. Again, that's podmetrics.co and use the code DMTGShowPod. Siguro pa idol to. So, welcome to another Unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This is the MTG Show Podcast. So, for today's episode number 28, there's a lot of talks for this week's episode since napakadami na mga nangyari for this week. We're going to start sa Impact. I think that's the fallout. Fallout of Bound for Glory. And then we're going to talk about Monday night, the SmackDown event, the Halloween, so-called Halloween show, whatever it is. And then NXT Halloween Havoc, yung AEW, Dynamite, always naman. Tsaka yung putang ng solid na 5-star match ni Walter tsaka ni Ilya Dragunov. Singit na rin natin yung mga nangyari sa Twitch, sa mga third party stuff. We're going to talk about that later. And then meron din akong gustong i-address, and syempre meron akong importanteng announcement about the upcoming event in December. So before we start this episode, sabi ko nga, Lazada and Shopee links is still on the top. Hindi, wala akong Andito pa din yung Lazada and Shopee links natin. Use the links below in the description below. And then makakasama na rin natin for the podcast is Mr. Speedy. I don't know what's Mr. Speedy is, but I think siya, para siyang tawag ba doon? Para siyang app na ginagamit for delivery purposes. So, if you want to use Mr. Speedy, use my code Mr. Speedy TMTGSP for your first time na magbo-book ka sa Mr. Speedy, Mr. Bookie, laga na sabi ko. And makukuha ka ng 50 pesos off sa first time mo na paggamit nitong Mr. Speedy sa booking mo. I don't know how it works, but check it out na lang kung meron kayong Mr. Speedy and ginagamit nyo siya. Actually, Mr. Speedy is parang ba dito? Angkas, ganon, ewan ko. Update ko na lang kayo pag alam ko na siguro yung Mr. Speedy na yan. So, again, my code for Mr. Speedy is Mr. Speedy TMTGSP. That's Mr. Speedy TMTGSP. That's the MTG Show Podcast. And makakuha ka ng 50 pesos off for your first time Mr. Speedy booking. I'm going to try to figure it out kung ano man ang meaning itong Mr. Speedy. I'm going to give you an update on the Twitter account pagka meron na akong ideya dito sa Mr. Speedy na to, whatever it is. So, let's start. First, we're going to talk about comebacks. Hindi muna sa wrestling. So, Ultimate Burger Steak and Champ is back. Finally. It's been a long time since the pandemic era nawala itong mga stuff na to sa menu ng Jollibee. Medyo mababaw lang naman to. Pero alam nyo, paborito ko yung Ultimate Burger Steak tsaka yung Champ. And today naman, sa nilabas nila ngayon, meron na silang limited stocks sa iba't ibang stores. Depende yan sa inyong lugar. Dito kasi sa amin, sa Carmona, sa Cavite, we have one store out of three na meron pong burger steak na ultimate and the champ. Meron siyang tatlong champ and then the ultimate pride. The ultimate burger steak. Siguro sa ibang lugar katulad ng Metro Manila and Luzon, doon lang siya available. November 18 sa Visayas and Mindanao. And sure ko limited lang siya. Hindi siya yung all of the stores. Hindi siya yung all of the branches. Here kasi sa amin, we have one store na nagbebenta ng burger steak, ultimate burger steak, and the champ burgers. And I'm not sure kung magkano siya. That's 150 pesos for the burger steak. And 150 din for the champ. Yung paborito kong champ na regular champ. And then, tatry natin siya. Gusto ko siyang i-try in the future pagka meron na ako kahit papaano. And, yun lang muna. Yun lang muna, mamaya bibitinin ko kayo. So, balik ka tayo. Wrestling ka tayo. So, Halloween Havoc. Pwede mo doon muna tayo mag-umpisa. Halloween Havoc. Since Halloween Havoc is the biggest event from last week. And we're going to talk about Halloween Havoc. So, for Halloween Havoc, we have 2 title matches in the card. That's Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest in a spin the wheel, make the deal match. Mamaya i-reveal natin kung ano mang match yun. And then the second one is the Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae match. So, hindi man siya kaganda ng mga matches na nangyari sa NXT UK nga. Hindi man siya ganun kaganda, but para sa akin nag-deliver talaga itong Halloween Havoc. Especially the title matches, tsaka yung horror match. Ano mang horror match yun? Nakalimutan ko kung anong horror match yun. I don't know, to be honest. Di ko napanood ng buo ito kasi I'm not interested on the card basically. So, let's start to it. So, the opening match of the card is a Devil's Playground. That's basically a renamed Falls Count Anywhere match between Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. So, maganda yung match. Fine. Hindi siya yung sobrang interesting na pwede mong balik-balikan palagi. Pero, for me, it's just a typical match on a special NXT takeover. Para lang siyang special match na may stipulation plus Shotzi Blackheart plus the will equals this match. Yun talaga napapansin ko on the Devil's Playground match. Basically a false count anywhere match. Nadidismaya din ako dahil sa maraming commercials during the match and the show itself. And for me naman, I understand. This is a full wrestling match. This is a ridiculous match, but ang alam mo yung pinakaayaw ko dito sa part na to is yung parang yung sa dulo, yung end, bago mag-end, yung nakamask na parang yun ang nakakadismaya sa akin. Plus, kung paano napunta tong match ito. Pero para sa akin, mas maganda yung sa takeover for sure. Yan. And then, ayan, thoughts muna ako about Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is back on NXT since March. So, meron na siyang stable with Pat McAfee and the current NXT Tag Champs. And Pete Dunne is back, basically. He's back on the main NXT, not the NXT UK. Ewan ko kung last na ni Pete Dunne yung sa tag team match last week for the past few weeks sa UK. And basically parang na-refresh ulit ako sa kung paano yung naging heel run ni Pete Dunne for the past few years, and basically nagre-refresh sa mind ko pa konti-konti. And mapifeel ko siya. So I love it. I love the heel turn. I love the how it works. Then next is the Halloween, the most one of the most attractive matches of the card. That's the Halloween House of Horror. Tang ina, ano ba to? Halloween House of Terror match. That's Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis in a I don't know ano ba talaga ang stipulation nito stuff na to. But I think this is a not a match. Hindi siya match para sa akin. Expected ko naman nanalo dito si Loomis but hindi ko siya tinuring na match. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Pero para sa akin, this match is basically not a match. This is a brawl. Criticize me whatever you want, but this match is not a match. Yun talaga napansin ko. Pasensya na kayo guys. I love the cinematic stuff in here, the stuff, but hate me whatever you want, but hindi siya match para sa akin. This is not a match. Hindi siya yung match na papanoorin mo. Paulit-ulit. But I love this. Gusto ko makita pa yung mga ganitong cinematic matches. But I hate the fact na hindi match ang nangyari dito. Alright. So let's move on to Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez. Finally, sana naman last na to. I love Rhea Ripley in NXT. I love her push. Sana maging challenger na siya ni Io Shirai for the NXT Women's title. Pero as far as I'm concerned, dapat talaga it's either Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, or si Shotzi, o si Ember Moon, o si whatever it is, Toni Storm. Sure ko sila talaga dapat ang makatalo kay Io Shirai. Napakadami ng babae sa NXT. Alahanin nyo yan. And sana mabigyan na lahat ng push. Yun ang masasabi ko. I love this match. Basically, the NXT co-main event for the Takeover. This is Halloween Havoc. I love the match basically, but I hate the fact na dito siya ginanap, hindi sa isang takeover, hindi rin sa isang match sa card ng NXT for the past few days kasi medyo mahaba na tong feud. Medyo nadidismaya na rin ako sa paano nila i-build tong match na to. I hate it. And then, finally, the NXT Women's title in a tables, ladders, and scales between Io Shirai and Candice LeRae. I love the performance ni Poppy here in the event. That's a plus always. Kasi, alam niyo naman, Poppy is a instrument na din for Io Shirai since her heel turn plus yung ngayon nga na face na siya, na champion na siya. Parang sa akin instrument na si Poppy for Io Shirai. I love how it works. I love how the match works, especially yung scares part. Medyo kakaiba siya sa akin. Hindi siya yung typical na TLC match na napapanood nyo na puro table, puro chairs, puro ladder, kung naman mga stuff na yan. I love the outcome. I love the match basically. And despite of the shenanigans, I love this match. Fuck him. I love this match. But for me, ang kaisa-isang downside nitong run na to ni Io so far is ang napapansin ko lang, wala na siyang matinong challenger in my opinion. Dakota Kai is out, Candice is out, Rhea Ripley maybe, Toni Storm maybe, Ember Moon maybe, Shotzi maybe, Aliyah hell no. Fuck that. And ang pakiramdam ko kasi, anytime soon, hindi pa siya i-drop. Unless may mag-turn talaga sa mga minention ko. Yun ang nafe-feel ko right now. And so, kung may gustong tumalo kay Io Shirai, ang sure ko lang, isa doon sa mga binention ko, yun ang makakatalo kay Io Shirai. Lagi nang Io Ripley, hayop. So, let's talk about SmackDown for a while before we talk about WWE shows muna tayo. So, basically, this is a, fallout ng... Wait, asan ba? Asan ba yung SmackDown ko? Wait lang. So, SmackDown episode for this week is alam mo yung summary ko na lang kung ano yung napanood ko. So, wala akong script. So, for this part, wala akong script. So, magpa-summary na lang ako kung ano yung alam ko. So, Bianca Belair is now part of Team SmackDown for the Women's Survivor Series match. And hindi ako nasurpresa doon. Bianca Belair, binibuild talaga nila si Bianca Belair to the top of the division. As far as I'm concerned, I love this push. I love this but still I hate Bianca Belair right now. Sorry, pasensya talaga, I hate her. Because of the fact na medyo naiirita ako. Yun lang, hindi ako nagagalit dahil kung ano man yung nakikita niya sa kanya. Nauubay ako dahil sa gimmick niya ngayon. I hate the gimmick. And sana mag-improve ba to? Kaya naman mag-improve for sure. So, ano pa ba? So, Kevin Owens and Jey Uso is also part of the team in the Survivor Series, but this time the men's side. May thoughts? Okay. Let's see kung ano pa yung ibubuga dito ng Monday night. Maganda lineup ng SmackDown so far. That's Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, one of the biggest names in the WWE today. Kumpara mo sa Raw, puro world champion yan. AJ Styles, si Sheamus, si Braun, at saka si Kitty, former NXT champion. Para sa akin, napakalaking advantage yun for Raw. Plus, kung sino pa yung madadagdag sa SmackDown, sure ko magiging interesting yon. And then finally, ano pa ba ang interesting sa SmackDown? Wala na. I hate the Dominic, Aliyah, Murphy, Rollins, Rey Mysterio storyline. I don't want to talk about that crap. So, let's move on to NXT UK. Para medyo makiklik na tayo. So basically, Jordan Devlin is the real Cruiserweight Champion. Patuloy yung kampanya niya na siya lang ang tunay na NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Patuloy yung kumpanya niya ngayon na nagpo-prove na siya lang ang tunay na Cruiserweight Champion, not Santos Escobar. Patuloy, maganda yung promo niya na yun, kahit napakaikli, but feeling ko tagus yun sa champion na si Santos Escobar. Feeling ko lang naman kung ano naman ang mangyayari, baka magkaroon ng match, either NXT or takeover between Escobar and Devlin, with Escobar getting the victory. Feeling ko lang naman. Hindi pa ako kampante dun. Or baka magkaroon ng Worlds Collide din ulit within next year. If tapos na to, medyo okay na lahat ng mga pangyayari. So, and then the main event of NXT UK for last week, that's Ilya Dragunov versus Walter for the NXT UK title. So, para sa akin, tong match na to, they treated like a takeover match. Parang tingin talaga ng tao dito is a takeover match. But no, nabigay sa atin to na libre sa WWE Network. And ang masasabi ko, wow, yan ang match. Putang ina. Yan ang match. Hindi yung puro flips, puro super kick, puro harapan, puro suntukan. Hindi. Dapat ganito. ang tunay na match. Ganito ang wrestling for me. I love the outcome. I love the match. Alam natin na magiging champion din si Dragunov. Pero hell no, hindi niya matatalo si Walter. That's for sure. And definitely one of the biggest and the worthy matches na dapat yung panoorin sa WWE Network. And probably baka nga mapasama to sa match of the year natin sa sa ating year-end awards. That's the year-end bash, whatever. Putang na, di ko natanda pangalan ng segment na yun. That's the New Year's bash pa din. Putang na. Year-end bash, yan. Year-end bash, nagaganapin natin within December. Abangan nyo mamaya ang announcement ko kung ano man yung detalye nitong stuff na to. So, I love the match. Ulitin natin. I love the match. I love how it goes. Gusto ko din kung paano nag-work, kung paano nagpalitan tong dalawa. Despite the fact na pulang-pula na si Dragunov, I love the outcome. Parang binigay nila sa atin ay isang takeover match. Parang yung takeover nga nila Tyler Bate and Walter without the 40-minute shit. And without Tyler Bate. But I love the outcome. I love the match. And sure as hell, I love the part na ano man na nangyari sa match na to. I love this match. Parang worth it panoorin. And sure ko magiging interesting to para sa inyo. And kung magsisimula kayo sa NXT UK, this is a worthy match up to watch. Hindi yung Raw and SmackDown. Wag na panoorin ng Raw and SmackDown. So, AEW Monday Night Impact Wrestling and other new stuff in a bit. So, we're going to promote a PPD stuff. Wait for a while.
This is PPD, the Philippine Podcast Directory, the one-stop list of podcasters in the Philippines. The PPD has brought a lot of podcasters and podcast titles together in one place. Our goals include bringing startup podcasts to a wider audience, forming a community of podcasters to raise the standards of Pinoy podcasting, and giving listeners a one-stop hub where they can find titles they might be interested in. The PPD also has its own podcast, The PPD Show, highlighting specific podcasters and podcasts in each episode to give listeners a glimpse of the people behind the mic. The PPD Show is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and wherever you listen to podcasts. The Philippine Podcast Directory can be found on Facebook and Instagram. If you have a podcast and would like to be included in the list, please send us a message and we would love to add you to our list and welcome you to our community.
So, I'm back. Ayan. So, magra-rate muna ako. Pwede ba? So, na-miss ko mag-rate ng match. So, I'm going to give Walter versus Ilya Dragunov a 6 out of 5. Oo, mataas. 6 out of 5. I love the match. Ulit. Paulit-ulitin ko yan. And, para sa mga nagsasabi na overrated si Walter, masasabi ko sa inyo, pakyo kayo, manood muna kayo bago kayo magsabi ng kung ano-ano. Kung ano-anong bagay kay Walter. And, kung sino-sino man ang sinasabihan nyo na overrated, eh, hindi nyo pa nga napapanood. Panoorin nyo muna bago kayo humusga ng talent. That's it. So, let's go to Monday Night Raw. Basically, konti lang ang ating pag-uusapan dito sa Monday Night Raw. So, number 1, we're going to talk about a coronation ni Randy Orton. Since hindi nga tuloy yung mga nangyari last week. And then, dineclare ni Randy Orton na he is the WWE Champion. And then, parang ang lumalabas dito is meron ng tatlong malalaking challengers si Randy Orton. That's number 1, Drew McIntyre, the former WWE Champion. WWE Champion. Number 2, that's The Fiend, Bray Wyatt with Alexa Bliss. Number 3, that's The Miz, the Mr. Money in the Bank. And parang ang nangyayari right now is palaki ng palaki yung chance na madadrop agad to ni Randy anytime soon within the Rumble season, WrestleMania season, anytime soon, Randy can drop the title to anyone, kung sino man yung nasa likod niya, or Edge if red na siya mag-compete. So, I love this segment muna, yung first segment of Raw. I love this mind games plus McIntyre, Miz, and Morrison. I love it. I love kung paano siya nag-outcome. And the problema lang natin dito is crowd. Parang feeling ko hindi talaga kompleto dito sa pag walang crowd, and medyo ang sa akin ang sobra ang ill. So, eto, balik tayo sa isa pang storya na gusto kong itakil. Kailan ba magkakaroon ng concert si Elias nang walang nag-interrupt? Especially na original song to ni Elias. Kailan ba? Give me a fucking reason about this crap. Sawang-sawa na ako na may nag-i-interfere every time Elias performs for the crowd. Especially this Thunderdome setup. It's just stupid, in my opinion. Kailan ba nila ibubuk si Elias na walang nag-i-interrupt, walang kahit sinong lumalabas na shenanigans, walang sinong asungot? Kailan? Parang they're proving a point na Elias is a joke right there, doing songs, doing concerts, but he can't win matches. That's the fact. And also, how ironic din na WWE can't make new stars. And parang sa kanila kasi, old or past deserves the spotlight over the present and the future of the company unless malaki talaga ang perahan. Malaki ang bigayan. I hate this mindset of WWE na ganito. Sa halip na marami na kayong biggest stars, marami na kayong talents na dapat i-push, napupunta pa sa talampakan yung mga talents nyo. And I hate that. Ayan, so basically, sunod natin dito is a title defense for the women's tag titles, despite the fact na irrelevant na sa akin ang women's tag team titles between Shayna, Nia, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke. So, para sa akin, ang bilis lang nito eh. I hate the fact na lumabas sila na for peace, as a peacekeeper. I hate the fact that I hate the fact na Di ko mapigil yung tawa ko po. I hate the fact that they're still pushing Lana as part of this team na at least they're trying. But I hate the fact na ganito yung treatment ko kay Lana. Tapos nandyan siya sa Survivor Series match. Which is parang pwede kong i-predict a SmackDown anytime, whatever I want. As long as Lana is there, Lana can. What a joke. Actually, parang, alam mo yun, ang gago na ng booking sa'yo, tapos pinupush ka pa ng ganyan. Diba nakakagago? Ang ironic kasi. Seryoso, ang ironic nun. Ayan, so, ano pa ba pag-uusapan natin dito? I love the segment dito ni Lashley, but hindi ko na siya sisama. Parang mag-promo siya dito, pero I love this crap. Ayan, so balik tayo. So, parang nag-aakto na si AJ Styles as the captain of Monday Night Raw sa Team Survivor Series sa men's. And ayun, lumabas na nga si Sheamus at saka si Keith Lee. Again, Braun Strowman is in the match. And I hate the fact na parang ang pangit ng build up dito so far. Napapangitan ako, walang invasions, walang walang so-called invasion dito sa build up na to. Basically, back and forth ba to dito, ba totoo ng participants, and then mismo doon na lang kayo maglaban. I hate the fact na hindi talaga matatalo nitong Survivor Series na to yung mga nangyari last year and 2018 basically. Maganda ang 2018. So, ulitin natin, Braun Strowman is in the Survivor Series match. And ang weird nang dating sa akin na pagpasok dito ni Braun. Yun. Yun lang. Parang nabiwirduhan ako. So, tuloy natin. That's the Firefly Funhouse between and Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Alam mo, to be honest, medyo nai-interest ako sa paano nila i-build si Alexa Bliss sa kanyang alter ego as Sinister. Parang pakiramdam ko lately they're going to build Alexa as the woman to beat Asuka maybe, or to beat Nikki Cross, beat the living hell out of her sa para mawala na siya sa buhay ni Alexa Bliss in the kayfabe side of the story. Parang iniisip ni Alexa dito na ayan, putang ina mo, lumayas ka sa buhay ko, ako na to, iba na ako, binuhay na ako ni The Fiend. That's what Alexa Bliss trying to say to Nikki Cross in the segment na yun. Parang basically, and also parang sabi nga dito ni Bray sa Firefly Funhouse na to, he never forgets. Paulit-ulit niya sinabi yon sa bahay nga. And then, yung trick kay Alexa, yung parang demon tongue kay Alexa Bliss, I love that stuff. And yung fact na puro censor tong show na to, tong part na to, I hate it. Sobrang I hate it. And despite the fact of Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt is one of my favorite stuff in WWE right now, parang pakiramdam ko din na medyo nadidismaya ako na they are now separate brands and reverse roles. So, maybe. Let's see kung ano pa mangyayari. So, parang pakiramdam ko, ang lakas na talaga ng devotion ng tao kay The Fiend. I don't know why. So, ito yan. Tuloy natin. Parang ang susunod natin dito is a revenge tour ni Bray Wyatt kay Randy Orton. Pero, let's see kung ano pa yung mangyayari. Especially Alexa Bliss, the push. Abangan na lang natin. Ayan, balik tayo. Lana, 7 time. I don't care. That's it. 7 years. Imagine natin, putang ina, ano kanang katibay yung likod ni Lana. How ironic. And then, ano pa ba? I love the, Benjamin and Alexander versus Woods and Kingston match here. Pero, parang, pakiramdam ko, tatalunin kasi ng Hurt Business itong New Day since parang pluk na yung run ng New Day so far. For me, as far as I'm concerned, parang pluk na yung reign na to ng New Day. And titignan natin na sa tingin ko ito lang talaga pwedeng tumala sa New Day. May opinion kasi wala naman tag team saro. Ito lang naman ang matino. Tucker and Otis, wala na sila. Wala na rin, hindi naman pwede yung Lucha House Party. So, Hurt Business, maybe ito ang isa sa mga makakatalo sa New Day for the tag titles. And sure ko, sila rin ang lalaban for the Survivor Series. And then, again, the bullshit booking sa Retribution continues. Parang ginagago na lang ang Retribution dito sa sa storylines na to. Parang Sa tingin ko, gaguhan na lang talaga ang mga nangyayari lately here in the WWE. And let's see kung ano pa yung nakastore sa Retribution. But it's still stupid. But still stupid, my opinion. Pero pangit kasi sa feeling na nasa strict si Tucker, nasa strict din si Ricochet, and yung fact na Tucker, kakagaling niya lang sa storyline with Otis, heel turn, and then that's it. Parang, andyan niya siya, talo na siya lagi. Talo na siya sa main event, talo na siya ngayon. And then, parang, wala na ring sense yung heel turn. 'Di ba? Fuck it. I hate this WWE push and the continuous killing the tag team division. I hate the fact that patuloy silang pumapatay ng tag team sa WWE and putang ina talaga. And then finally, the main event, Drew McIntyre versus Miz and Morrison in a 2-1 handicap match. Feeling ko, wala naman ako na feeling na matatalo si Drew dito. Kasi si Drew kasi binibuild nila for Randy Orton. Si Miz and si Morrison ay hit the fact na lagi silang talunan dito sa Monday night and or natatalo lagi. I hit the fact na lagi silang natatalo lately sa mga matches, especially Monday night. But parang nawawalan na, parang nangyayari ulit yung nangyayari kay Otis. Seryoso, parang nangyayari ulit dito yung nangyayari kay Otis pero sa tamang tao na matino. Sa tingin ko, pwedeng maging threat kay Randy Orton sa kanyang run as the WWE Champion. Let's see kung ano pa mga susunod na mangyayari sa Raw, and especially interesting ako doon sa triple threat para possible na match after Survivor Series and doon sa kung paano nila binibuild si Alexa Bliss. I love the part of it. And yun. And then, so, let's talk about the most important stuff of this stuff. So, skip na natin tong Impact World Title since napaka-impromptu naman nito. Grabe. Maganda yung match. Yes. Parang feeling ko mas maganda pa to sa Bound for Glory. But I hate the fact na ang ikli. Ito, sobra. Parang nagpalitan sila and then napaka-ikli nitong ano to, stuff na to. Napaka-ikli. Seryoso. Parang nabibitin ako lately. And ano, parang oo, proper fallout of for Bound for Glory. Pero ano yung high stakes agad eh. Pero ang problema lang natin is bakit ganun kabilis? Wala pa siyang 10 minutes I think. Di ko sure. Pero putang ina, sana kahit ano, kung sino makakatalo dito kay Rich Swan, sana maganda yung future nito. Pustahan nga ako si Ken Shamrock, pwede makatalo dito. Pero feeling ko talaga hindi eh, si Moose siguro talaga makakatalo dito. I love Moose so far and sana talaga siya ang isa sa mga posibleng makatalo kay kay Rich Swan. Sana si Moose talaga ang isa sa mga makatalo dito. So, let's talk about straight to the point yung kay Su Yang since medyo interesting din sa akin to. Oh, nanalo si Su Yang Impact World Title, Women's Title, or Knockouts Title for Knockouts reasons. And the fact na wala naman dapat maging argument dito. Alright? So, nag-open challenge si Diana Porraso ng Bound for Glory. And then, inaccept ni Su Yang. That makes sense. And, wala naman dapat issue dito. Alright? Parang, ito na rin yung hint na aalis na si Kylie Ray, sa Impact. Ito na rin yung hint na final appearance na to ni Kylie for Impact. And for the wrestling, mamaya pag-uusapan natin kung ano mga nangyari. And then, so, next natin dito is, ulitin natin. Moose is the biggest threat in the reign of Rich Swann so far. Si Moose ay isa sa mga pwedeng tumalo dito. Malaking potential ito for sure. I hate the build so far for Moose, pero as far as the match na nangyari sa Bound for Glory, as far as the TNA Heavyweight title na hawak niya lagi, ito ang naghihint sa akin na Moose can beat Rich Swann for the TNA or for the for the Impact World title for sure. And basically parang nag-tease na rin dito si Billy Mack and si Moose na parang feeling ko magkakaroon sila ng laban. And ang dami ng challengers agad ni natatawa ko ni Rich Swann. Parang mga aga na magkakaroon agad sila ng challengers dito. And then, let's continue. Yung also yung sa Good Brothers and the North. Obviously, grabe ang impact ngayon. Maganda ang impact so far. And then the X Division champion Rohit Raju so far interesting. Ito, abangan na lang natin kung ano pa mga mangyayari sa especially the champion side of Impact. I love this refresh so far nitong Impact Wrestling. And then yung sa balikan natin ng konti yung sabi ko nga possible na magkaroon na nga ng challengers for Rich Swann's title. And then yung Seeds for the North and the Good Brothers. And then yung champion ni Raju as yung champion na gustong-gusto ng challengers pero ayaw ng tao. I love this effective stuff na effective time na pagsabay-sabayin yung pagpasok ng tatlong champions na to. I love this outcome na ganon. I love the fact na they are using their champions together. And kung ano man ang mangyari, parang sa tingin ko, there's a future na makikita natin in the horizon probably by Turning Point or the upcoming pay-per-view sa January 16. That's Hard to Kill for the tag titles, women's tag titles or knockouts tag titles, whatever it is. And finally, ito na ang wedding. Binild to doon pa lang sa Wrestle House. Doon pa lang nakikita ko na kung ano tong mangyayari dito ngayon. I love the part. I love this wedding. And so far, ang natatawa ko ng konti na alam mo yon yung pabitin na part dito ng wedding niya to is dahil dun sa gunshot kay Bravo. And then, dumilim na nga yung arena. And then, pagbukas ulit, may ilaw na. Wala na si Bravo. Naka-down na siya. And, si Tommy Dreamer naman, while so, finally, basically, I love this segment, the wedding segment. Kung sino man ang magbibuild dito sa pagpatay dito kay Bravo, kung ano man ang story nila dito. Pero sure ko, maganda magiging book dito. And abangan na natin kung ano mga magaganda storyline na to. Possible, hindi sa sinasabi kong I love the Impact right now. Pero, I love their storyline, especially this one, especially this story with love storylines. And sana ganito rin ng WWE pagdating sa storylines. Yung long term storylines nila sana ganito rin kaganda. And I wish na hindi lang to nangyayari sa ibang company like NXT or AEW or even Impact, NWA. Sana pati dito sa WWE ganun din ang nangyayari. But aasa pa ba ako? No, I don't think so. Then, ito, basic na lang natin to kasi hindi naman live ang nangyaring Dynamite for last week's episode. So, maganda ang umpisa nito, which is MJF and Sammy Guevara. And then, parang lumabas nga si Wardlow dito. Obviously, Wardlow was defeated by Hangman Page in the match. Parang, good match, but parang di ako satisfied na napaka-predictable itong finals. Mamaya, i-explain ko kung bakit. So, physical battle but predictable outcome as always by AEW. And then, next naman natin is mag-skip na ako. Medyo dismaya kasi ako sa ibang segments dito. For sure ko naman, yung AEW title match between Jon Moxley and sino pa ba to? Si Eddie Kingston. It's gonna be interesting. But as far as I concerned, wala pang makakatalo dito unless kung sino man ang manalo kay Kenny Omega or kay Adam Page. Either way, gusto ko makita talaga na magaganda laban na to. The fact din na pala na Jon Moxley is going to Japan anytime, anywhere for probably Wrestle Kingdom. Feeling ko, Jon Moxley needs to drop the title anytime soon to anyone na deserve maging champion. Dahil nga sa commitment na rin aside from AEW, meron pa siyang New Japan na sa US title. And feeling ko lang naman baka Full Gear is the perfect timing for Jon Moxley to drop the title to Eddie Kingston. And Eddie Kingston, in my opinion, is the perfect guy to hold the title. And balik tayo sa box. Ito na naman tayo. Balik tayo sa last year. Sa kay Cody na if he lost to Jericho, hindi na siya mag-challenge sa AEW Tag Titles. And mukhang ganito na naman ang mangyayari ngayon sa AEW Tag Titles. So I don't want to give any ideas for another tag title, another world title, another mid-card title, but sure ko as hell after mangyari to, sure ko magkakaroon ulit ng ganun na TBS title o TNT tag team titles. And if nangyari yun, ang pangit ng trip nyo, sobra. If mangyari nga yun, sobra, nakakadismaya. Wala akong masasabi kundi nakakadismaya lang. Sobra kasing para sa akin, hindi deserved. Hindi ko deserve na manood ng mga ganitong stuff, especially this time crap na patuloy yung mga ganitong shit na pinapakita na ng EW na ayan, pag natalo ako, di na ako dalaban sa title na to, putang ina nyo. And few months later, meron na ulit bagong title sa AEW. And obviously, like what the fuck. At ito na rin siguro yung possible na hint na meron ng second show sa AEW. So basically, ito na nga yung town hall na sinasabi. So going straight to the point na Chris Jericho will fight MJF. If MJF wins, siya na ang magiging part na siya ng inner circle. And yun lang naman ang stakes. Malalaman pa natin for the next few days if ano ba talaga ang stake dito. So feeling ko lang naman na Jericho will lose the match, but if nangyari ngayon, di ako mag-expect, di ba? Okay. I love the part dito din ni Eric Bishop, that's a plus always, na nandyan siya sa mga promotions like AEW, especially despite the fact na wala na siya sa WWE. And then let's go back to the fact na here we go again. Cody Jarrett is still your TNT champion. Sino ba ang makakatigil sa rin itong putang inan to? Seryoso. I don't think Cody Jarrett deserves this match. Alam nyo, may mga spot dito na hindi maganda, hindi ko nagugustuhan. Pero lately, dahil talaga sa return natin ni Cody, ito lang naman ang feeling ko dito. My thoughts and my opinion lang naman. Feeling ko tong return na to ni Cody, ito yung isa sa mga reasons kung bakit messed up itong storyline na to between the Dark Order part and especially Orange Cassidy. I hate the fact na nagbalik nga si Cody to win the title for the anniversary show. I hate the fact then na siya lang din ang tatalo. Pero feeling ko lang naman, baka hindi pa rin matalo ni Cody, hindi pa rin matalo ni Allen, the challenger for the TNT title sa Full Gear, si Cody Rhodes. I hate the fact na gano'n ang mangyayari. And possible nga naman manalo pa din dito si Cody Jarrett. Whatever it is, whatever it was, and kung ano man ang mangyayari, let's go to it. We need to deal with it. That's stupid fucking idea. And balik tayo. So, mamaya pag-uusapan natin to and the other stuff. So, pwede ko na isingit dito ngayon. So, Serena Reeb is your new NWA Women's Champion by defeating Thunder Rosa doon sa show. Hindi ko tanda kung anong show yon. Basta Tuesday night show din yon. Pero yan, that's it. That's it for that stuff. Pero ang problema ko lang naman dito is ang large portion ng match na yan is commercial break. Alam ko, picture-picture, alam natin na hindi deserve ng women's, especially women's, tong picture-by-picture gimmick na to, na ang ipapakita lang sa atin is halos 2 minutes of match up and then the rest commercial breaks. I hate the fact na ganito ang nangyayari, especially the women's division ng AEW. So, yan. And then, na-announce na din Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose for the AEW title at Full Gear. Okay. Fine. Yun lang. And then, ano pa ba? Finally, the main event for AEW is Omega versus Pentagon? Oh, hindi. Si Pentagon. Wait. Punahin na natin to sandali. Gusto kong punahin tong stuff na to. Na Omega gets the win from Phoenix. Phoenix tuloy. Wait lang, tangina. Nakakalimutan ko mga pangalan dito. Si Pentagon Junior, Penta, Zero, whatever it is. Pero, dapat talaga dito is si Phoenix ang magko-compete instead of Penta. Pero wala, injured si Penta. And we need to deal with the fact na alam naman natin na mananalo na rin dito ay si Omega. And then mag-face off nga sila ni Omega at si Paige for the finals sa Full Gear. And then, natatawa pa rin talaga ako dun sa yung quotes tsaka yung mga media sources like Bleacher Report, ko naman mga sources na yan. And then yung dancers, okay lang. Okay lang sa akin siguro. And then, Yan lang naman, pero ang feeling ko lang kasi dito is itong kay Page tsaka kay Omega, ito yung feeling ko lang naman potential na possible maging match of the year sa AEW, o pwede ko nga maisama to sa match of the year natin sa awards pag tapos na yung Survivor Series. So, meron pa akong itatakil. So, that's Thunder Rosa prank stuff. So, recently, nag-post si Thunder Rosa ng stuff niya about saan ba siya pupunta. And ganito man lagi. Once na may nadadrop na title, may nag-hint minsan na ayan, aalis na ako sa NWA for Thunder Rosa's case. Naalis na ako ng NWA, pupunta na ako ng ibang promotion. Tapos nagpakita siya ng parang hinuhubad nila yung short niya. Nakalagay doon WWE, AEW, tsaka NWA. San susunod? Parang ganun. Parang ganun na nandun na text or context. And kung akong tatanungin, what if mawawala na ang contract ni Thunder Rosa sa NWA? I want Thunder Rosa in AEW, no doubt. Reasons. Number one, malaking star power si Thunder Rosa for NWA for the past few years. And sure ko, pag naging AEW superstar si Thunder Rosa, that's a major plus for their women's division. But as far as AEW's women's division is concerned, hindi mangyayari yun. That's stupid. Yan. Tapos, ayan, si AK-47, Allison Kay is now a free agent. Siya ay dating NWA Women's World Champion. And then, free agent na siya as far as this episode of the show last Tuesday. And thank you for Allison Kay. Grabe din yung mga matches niya for the past few days, especially the Bloodsport. I love the match. Allison Kay na performance niya. Grabe yung performance niya for the past few days. And then, ayan, isa pa, na-announce na din ang AEW Games. Hindi ko lang na-confirm kung kailan kasi medyo lutang pa ako nung nakita ko yun. Kinonfirm nila na they're going to release a AEW game. Possible a game or Twitch or stuff like that. Pero malalaman pa natin kung ano man yun the future days. Abangan nyo na lang. Ano pa ba? So, final story of the week. We're going to tackle the Twitch thing. WWE Twitch continuous strip, the third brand stuff na to. So we're going to continue to talk about this stuff since medyo madami na ang na tama ba dito? Ang bang tamang term? Na parang naiinsulto ganun o parang nadidismaya sa rule ng WWE na to na bawal na kayo mag-stream. Gamitin nyo man yung pangalan nyo or in-ring name nyo or real name nyo, bawal na kayo gumawa ng kanyan. Gumawa ng mga content sa Twitch or YouTube, whatever it is. And then parang lately, si Paige nagsalita nga about na hindi ako titigil sa paggagawa ng content. And then si AJ Styles nawala na rin yung kanyang Twitch. And yung isa pa niyang game, nakalimutan ko ano namang game yun. And then, madami na rin sumunod like Aleister Black and Zelina Vega na naglalaro din. And then, madami na rin sumunod. Basta, di ko lang mahulaan kung sino-sino sila. Meanwhile, in AEW, parang pinagtatawanan lang talaga sila na that's a big embarrassment for WWE na hindi nila ina-allow yung mga talents nila to do this stuff. na maglalaro lang sila, let their talents do kung ano man ang gusto nila. And si Vince ayaw niya ng ganon, and wala tayong magagawa, fuck it. So, next story, ay pa ba itatakal natin? So, today is Thursday. Basically, this is the Team Song Thursday segment. We're going to talk about this right now. So, the Team Song Thursday for this week's episode, this week, basically is actually ang hirap pag-isipan. Pero sure ko, first time ever, nagagamit ako ng Hall of Famer dito. Ewan ko kung Hall of Fame na ba to. Pero the theme song of the week is actually a theme song ng Hall of Famer. That's Jeff Jarrett. Oo, Jeff Jarrett. Tama na narinig nyo. Dahil nga, parang lately, nararamdaman ko na lately yung sense nung theme song ni Jeff Jarrett. I love the fact na Jeff Jarrett is in the Hall of Fame of WWE and Impact, and goods naman siya, I think, sa both promotions. And yun, parang feeling ko yung theme song na to ng Jeff Jarrett, effective siya dun sa Impact, but sa WWE hindi. Pero let's see kung ano pa ang future ni Jeff Jarrett for the next few years or months, whatever naman, kung ano mangyayari. And then also, actually, first time ever pala sa ating podcast na we're going to have 2 Team Song Thursdays. So, number 1 is the Jeff Jarrett, yung My Word. Number 2 is Io Shirai sa... Actually, gusto ko i-tackle yung 2 songs, but I'm going to tackle another song later. Probably next few days. So, we're going to talk about the one na tinugtog ni Papi sa Halloween Havoc. That's Scare Mask. Scare Mask, tama ba? Oh, stick. Di ko na kasi alam yung mga kanta. Wala na kasi akong pakialam sa kanta lately. Kasi alam niyo naman ako, babad na ako sa Twice. Syempre, I don't want to waste my time on shit. Unless interesting siya sa akin. Pero ano pa ang aasahan natin for these talents? So and that's Scary Mask nga, tama, Scary Mask nga. So, chinek ko lang naman for sure. So I love the touch of Papi in every every NXT appearance niya, especially with Io Shirai. I love the part, basta makita ko lang si Papi nagpe-perform ng theme song ni Io. I love the touch of it. Parang feeling ko hindi na kompleto ang NXT ko wala si Papi o wala yung kanta na yon kay Io Shirai. Pero grabe yung performance na yon, wala akong masabi. Yun, let's wrap up. Number 1, still stream nyo pa rin yung Eyes Wide Open by Twice. Alam nyo naman kung bakit. Basta stream nyo pa din Eyes Wide Open. I love the song list ulitin na lang natin. And then the biggest announcement of this episode. So officially i-announce ko na po ang ating possible list of awards na pwede nating i-argue for the year-end awards, for the end of the year-end bash awards night. So the awards night will take place obviously December. And then ang details about the awards night will be released during the Survivor Series review or Survivor Series week. Doon ko i-announce kung sino-sino yung magiging part nitong to. So, announce na lang natin yung mga possible Pero hindi pa siya final ha. As far as I'm concerned, hindi pa siya final lineup. Pero pwede natin baguhin to, pwede natin dagdagan, o pwedeng hindi na siya madagdagan. So, meron akong dalawang format na susundin dito sa year-end awards natin, year-end bash. So, number one is ako ang pipili. Dahil, obviously, meron akong dalawang category na binukod. Ako lang ang pipili nun. And number two, kayo ang pipili plus ako. So, I'm going to use Google Documents for this stuff. And abangan nyo na lang yung announcement ko within after the Survivor Series. And then doon lang natin itatakil lahat ng details about this year-end bash. And then, so basically, ito na yung mga possible categories natin. So that's Wrestler of the Year, Women of the Year, Most Underrated Wrestler of the Year, Overrated Wrestler of the Year, Stable of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Weekly Show of the Year, Company of the Year, Worst Weekly Show of the Year, Best Weekly Show of the Year, Cinematic Match of the Year, Match of the Year, Pay-Per-View of the Year. And ayaman ko, may dadagdag pa ako kung Worst and Best Rivalry of the Year. Titingnan natin kung ano pa yung mga idadagdag ko dito sa year-end bash awards. Abangan nyo na lang yung announcements sa social media, especially Twitter and Facebook pages, kung paano kayo magiging part nitong year-end bash awards. So, again, we're going to use Google Docus, Google Polls for this one. So please guys, makikooperate kayo kung gusto nyo maging part nitong year-end bash awards. Makikooperate kayo for this time. Kahit di kayo nakikinig sa podcast ko, for sure, suportahan nyo tong year-end bash awards natin. And then especially the categories, i-announce natin yan pa isa-isa or bultuhan na para for sure ma-intense tayo bigla sa kung ano mga mangyayari dito sa year-end bash awards. So, let's wrap up. So, follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and other platforms soon on soon on Amazon Podcast. And then follow the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Alam niyo na yun. The MTG Show Podcast. The MTG Show Pod. And then download the MTG Show Podcast app on the Google Play Store. Pwede kayo makapakinig doon ng mga episodes natin anytime, anywhere. Maganda yung app. I love the app actually. And titingnan ko ulit yung updates ng app na yon. And then Patreon, patreon.com/themtgshowpod. Actually, nagpaplano na ako kung ano magiging laman ng ating Patreon. Probably one day after mga review natin for Raw and SmackDown or NXT, whatever. Kung naman ang mga makikita natin na shows. Mga doon natin ipapublish yung mga reviews. Yung mga one day after review natin for the shows. Hindi ko mapapangako na on the spot magre-review agad ako. No, hindi ko mapapangako yun. So, one day after, ganun. One day after yung may bibigay ko, ganun. Pinaplano ko pa lang. Pinaplansya ko na yung mga alaman nitong Twitch, itong ating Patreon natin. So also, join our Discord chat. Maganda na ating Discord chat as far as I'm concerned. Medyo naayos ko na yung mga gusto kong ayusin sa ating Discord chat. And syempre, support Philippine wait lang. So, support Philippine Podcast Directory and syempre, mabuhay ang Philippine Podcast Industry. Salamat sa lahat ng mga wrestling podcast na patuloy na sumusuporta sa atin. Syempre sa lahat ng podcast na patuloy na sumusuporta sa atin. WWE PHC, sa HXC, sa lahat ng wrestling podcast, wrestling promotions, syempre wrestling groups, and podcast groups, especially Podcast PH, Philippine Podcast Directory. Salamat sa patuloy na pag-suporta sa podcast na to. And that's it for today's episode number 28. Again, this is the MTG Show Podcast. See you on the next episode. Remember, stay safe and syempre, stay reso, sa mga hinagupit ng bagyong Rolly. Kasama ko kayo sa mga dasal ko. Mag-iingat kayo palagi dyan. Magdasal lang kayo palagi. Malalampasan natin itong mga pagsubok na to. Again, stay safe. Stay raso. Yeah.